are you doing?
Sorry. I'm done.
Alright guys, so before this video starts, I want everyone to comment below your favorite character of the Lord of the Rings or Hobbit series and why. And the person with the funniest or the best reason, I don't know, I don't even know how I'm going to judge
not
it. Just
Pippin.
Not Pippin. But if it's interesting or something like that, I'll be giving out a $50 gift certificate to MyProtein. So leave that below. I will actually contact you after I've decided, and you will have your pick of $50 worth of stuff on myprotein.com.
All the gains for Christmas.
So leave it below. Let's get the video started. You're back to the video. You're so silly.
Don't talk like that.
You're so silly. I don't hit girls on videotape, on film. What's going on, guys? It's Bob from Olympusiron and Michaela from Olympusiron. We actually just got finished watching the Lord of the Rings, well, the Hobbit, really. The battle.
Not Lord of the Rings.
Not
the
Lord
Hobbit.
of the Rings. Battle of the 5 Armies. So we figured we'd do a little review and overview.
The dragon kills everybody.
Non-spoiler alert. We'll do a spoilerly review first, and then we will bring in the spoilers afterwards, for which we will bring up a spoiler tag, much like this one.
With the hands.
And so starting off, the movie, in my opinion, was an awesome wrap-up to the 3 films. As much as I could have dealt with 2 films, the more Lord of the Rings for me, the better.
No walking in the first one, just gone right to the Eagles.
That's true. Just got right to the Eagles.
Awful lot of walking for 3 hours. So
I have to agree with that you know, the first one was a little strung out, but I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, so any walking, whatever, to me that's like, I don't mind it because I just enjoy the lore, I enjoy the world to get into. Obviously, for someone who's just getting into Lord of the Rings, getting into that.
Biased. Dumbledore would have just used a port key.
This is a Lord of the Rings Hobbit
video.
That's the
second video.
I don't want any of your Harry Potter bias in here.
Many fights between the 2 of us.
All right, no Harry Potter bias. All right, Harry Potter doesn't exist in this video. He's a wizard, Harry. But honestly, guys, I think Peter Jackson learned a lot from his misdoings in the first one. I don't think there was too much wrong with the second one, but he definitely stepped it up on this one. Michaela, what were your non-spoilery reviews of this movie?
I liked this one the best out of all 3. The second one got a lot better. The first one, I fell asleep, so I couldn't. When I woke up, they were walking. Before I fell asleep, they were walking. When I woke back up, they were still walking. So I'm guessing that's what happened the whole time. The second one was a lot better. It was really good. There was more action, more storyline. There was a lot more to the plot than just traveling to the mountain. And then the third, would probably be my favorite out of all of them. I really like the characters in this movie too. And I forget the names. They're pronounced so weird.
Feely. You know, Gimli's dad.
I liked Gimli's dad. The little redhead.
But the thing is that Michaela likes movies with a lot of action. You know, she doesn't like romantic comedies. She's not a Notebook girl. She's very much superhero movies. Very much a lot of action, high pace. She likes you to get to the point, if you know what I'm saying. Well, my opinion of the movie was that it was excellent. A lot of action, high pace, a lot of technical kills, which, you know, as a video gamer, as somebody who loves fatalities from Mortal Kombat, from any of that, I'm a huge fan of how creative they are when they do the kills. So
I like Legolas's moves with the bow and arrow. He probably has the best. And then I don't want to like give anything away. The like, was it like a giant ram type animal that the elves ride? That was pretty sick.
Definitely would be elf.
I don't know.
I would definitely be an elf. You'd probably be a dwarf.
That's a short joke. That's racist.
That's racist. That's a short joke.
No, I would be queen of everything because that's just how I roll. So whoever was queen.
Galadriel, you're not blonde though. She's queen. She's got a ring of power. She's got an elevated ring of power. Anyway, so definitely worth seeing if you've seen the other two. If you like Lord of the Rings, I would say I would watch the first two first, but
I feel like that goes without saying.
I mean, yeah, but like what I'm saying here is that watching the two first. Even though the first wasn't amazing,
you still have to watch it.
You still have to watch it. The third one makes up for those two.
Where you could probably fast forward through a lot of it. Just see their
now let's bring on the spoilers. Bring on the spoilers. Spoiler time.
Killed the movie.
Yeah, this movie was definitely a little more heart-wrenching. Those who watch Game of Thrones, you know that feeling when a character that you've connected with dies. The point I was making to Michaela is that the thing I think The Hobbit fails to do that Fellowship of the Ring and the Lord of the Rings series actually does really well is that in the Lord of the Rings series, every 9 member of the Fellowship I felt a strong connection to. So when you lost Boromir, it was felt, you know. I feel like in The Hobbit, they didn't do that. I feel like some of the members of the dwarves, like at the end when they're all bowing to, you know, to Bilbo, that some of them I didn't even realize their names, and exactly that, you know, even though they do have Feely and all these crazy names, they weren't as memorable because they didn't actually make a story and make you care about every single one. That was my big issue with the Hobbit series.
And they killed all the good ones.
Well, of course they did, because they have to kill the ones that you're...
Kinley that I loved?
Keely, yeah.
That guy. The
one that the
brother with the dark hair, yes. Oh, that broke. No, I cried. I did cry a little. I cried a little when he died.
Definitely.
When Thorin died, I cried because that was, well, it was kind of funny at first the way, like, because he like just stepped off the ice and then the orc fell in, and I'm like, seriously,
the pale orc, that fight was like ridiculous. Like they were like.
In the beginning, it was basically like you obviously never played Skip It because you would have just like jumped over the chain every time it came around.
Swinging the boulder back and around. So like for me, that was just like a little ridiculous. That fight sequence. That I feel like they tried too hard to make it a unique fight when it could have just been an all-out brawl between Thorin and the pale orc. You know, for me, I feel like Borg versus like the she-elf. Keely and Legolas was a sick-ass battle.
That was a sick fight.
Because
that was like
it was
relief.
Because that was like they were constantly battling. Like that's the kind of shit that I like, not all this super technical, like I don't know. It was just, it pissed me off.
I think they did it because like you have so many fight scenes going on at the same time, and it's like the one with Legolas and Borg was really huge, so that was kind of like comic relief with Thorin and the other orc. And then as soon as that one was done, then they get into, I like comic relief.
Yeah, you were laughing your ass off. You're like, they obviously never played Skip It. All right, let's get to the moral of the story. If you're ever going to plan a battle on Middle Earth, you obviously, who's the first person you befriend?
If I'm starting a battle. Not Gandalf.
If the first person, Gandalf doesn't do shit.
No. The tree guys.
No.
The trees.
No,
the
definitely
trees.
not.
No,
Definitely not. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. What is the one race that you friend if you want to take over the
I thought I had to befriend one person. Now I have to befriend a whole race.
It's a race. A race. If you were to do one race of people or animal, what would it be?
Or animal. I don't know.
How did you not know this? Every single movie, the first one, the Lord of the Rings, everything is all about these eagles.
But they come at the last minute, like the whole fight was over, dude.
I feel like they're just sitting in a chair like this, they're just like...
Yeah, they came and saved Pippin.
Not yet, they don't need me enough.
The one we all want is dead. Why the hell did you save Pippin?
They don't need me enough. And then it's like, oh, like, all right, they need us, guys. I don't know.
Whatever the Eagles.
It's also the symbol of America.
They saved the wrong people. Like, all the good people were already dead by the time you came. Like, why bother now? You dropped the ball, in my opinion.
All right, to wrap up this video, let's kill it with the fatality. What's your fatality? What's the one death that made the movie for you?
Thorin, because throughout the whole beginning of the movie, he was like fighting with like this like lust for the gold and all that, and then at the end, he just decided to like. Why are you shaking your head?
No, I'm like. Why are you shaking your head like
Get into this. He like just like died for his people and his land, and like just he was awesome. Right, that was very emotional, but it was an awesome death though. That was a pretty cool one.
What was it?
When he like the orc.
You gotta describe it to the people.
No, he let the orc stab him, so he could in turn stab the orc. And
death for a death. Well, mine has to be Legolas's pa riding that super elk of peace, and then just lifting 8 orcs up at once, and then just basically like. I feel like he was like the samurai of the elves. I think that was the sickest battle. You know, if you've seen the movie, comment. You know, make sure to put a spoiler tag if you're gonna like say anything in the comments that is spoilery. But actually,
don't be the Grinch.
Don't be the Grinch. Yeah, don't be the Grinch in the comments. But make sure that you put a thumbs up to this video if you like these type of videos, and click on Michaela's head to subscribe to the video. And like always, guys,
train
like a god.